Shut up and sit down.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, welcome into the Pigskin Pricks. Just want to put out there right off the bat, I am destroying these gentlemen in fantasy football, and I want to welcome you all into the show because that trend is going to continue. Not doing as hot in the picks, but to start off, what's on the beer menu tonight, boys?
We don't even get a rebuttal. What the hell? What kind of debate is this?
Because
you get to go throw in trash.
It's not a
you
debate.
You go throw in trash, and
not a debate.
And then
it's
you
facts.
don't let us come. Now you are kicking our ass. Technically, you're kicking our ass in records. You haven't played me yet. We play this week, but you did kick Joe's ass in one of our leagues last.
Yes, in CBS. Yes,
I did.
Yes,
yeah.
I took a.
And
but I will say I went 2-1. I was
picks,
really happy
you
about that.
are not the leader in picks.
I know. I'm well aware.
Somebody else, the guy who's talking.
All right, let's get on. All right,
let's go. Beer, Joe.
Right
beer.
here. Sam Adams, Summer Ale.
That's my favorite right there.
Bring it out. Sammy Adams, they don't make a bad beer. At least I've never had one. The Summer Ale's okay. It's by far not my favorite. The Oktoberfest is probably my favorite.
Ooh,
well,
that's good
too. No, I will say Oktoberfest is my second favorite. Sam Adams Cherry Wheat is my number one.
Yeah, I was going to say, what about the winter? Because the winter, that spicy
it's okay.
winter is damn good too. It's one of my favorites.
I like the summer better than the winter, but that's just me. It's a great beer. I'll give it a 7.5.
Oh, okay. I think on draft it's at least an 8 or an 8.5.
It might be. Yeah, I mean draft is better. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd give it a pretty good rating too. I don't know. 7.5 might be pretty close. So I got an interesting beer, and I got to lead it up. So this is in memory of somebody. That's why I'm drinking it, because I would normally not drink this beer. So Joe knows this person. So unfortunately, my wife's aunt Pat passed away today.
She did.
She did. She was fighting cancer. She was an older lady, so she had a pretty long and happy life for most of it. But she was, terminally ill with cancer, and she passed. And my wife bought a 6-pack of Coors Light to celebrate her aunt because she couldn't see her before she passed. Anyway, recently. So I said, "Hey, I'm going to have one too." And she's like, "What?" Like, I'm going to talk about your Aunt Pat on the show, in memory of her, and drink one for her. So here we go. To you, Aunt Pat.
Here, Aunt Pat. I remember you. You were a crazy soul.
Crazy, sassy old gal. She was a lot of fun, but could really be a pain in your ass as a teenager. She really gave you hell. So,
yeah. Well, when we were in high school, or even grade school, middle school, man. She was nuts.
You were afraid of her.
That's what made her fun.
She's about half the size of Evan. No shit. And you were afraid of her because she'd kick your ass. That's all there was to her. Or at least you thought she would. She made it very clear.
She's a tough cookie for sure. Yeah.
So anyway, today it tastes pretty good. I'm going to give it, for me, this is pretty good. I'm going to give it a 6.5.
Okay.
Normally I wouldn't drink it.
Fair enough.
That's.
At the moment, it's refreshing.
All right.
So, back to the more important things, which is the picks, because I know we want to get that out of the way.
Yes.
And the fact that Evan isn't leading. Let's just talk about how we did last week. Somebody went 5-0 last week.
You know what? Let's just get it out and say John went 5-0 last week. Congratulations.
But more importantly, Joe, how about those fucking Chiefs? Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
well, hey,
really good. That
cost Evan. At least for this last week, the chance to be dominant in picks as well. Not overall anyway, but
correct.
This last week, that was the game decider between me and him, because Joe had fallen on another game that he picked differently than Evan and I.
Correct. I almost hit too. John told me it was crazy. I took the Rams. Hey, you know what? One thought they were going to make that a game, and they almost upset
another one. Dallas about pulled it off against Seattle, and
I know.
That would have done us all wrong, and Hadley would have had our ass. So
I know.
Right.
100%.
Just to recap that, I went 5-0. Evan went 4-1 because he lost the KC Baltimore game. Not only did he lost it, they beat his ass, or Kansas City beat Baltimore's ass.
They did.
Beat Joe.
Hats off to them because they did. It was good.
Right.
Yeah, they're officially the number one team in the NFL right now.
Right. Joe still has a win.
I'll give that to him.
Right. Joe still has a winning record in the picks. At least he went 3-2. Hadley did pretty good. She went 2-3. So overall for the season so far, I'm 12-3. Evans 10-5, Joe's 9-6, and Hadley's 6-9. So she's really keeping pretty close. I mean, you got to be impressed by her picks.
Yeah, of course.
But I got to say it looks like it runs in the family being last.
well, it's early in the season. And
That's true. That's true.
You know, and that coming from a guy who's getting his ass totally handed to him in fantasy football is actually funny to me. You can talk picks.
Who has a better record in fantasy football overall, Joe? I want to hear it. Who has a better record? Me or
Evan.
you? No,
I have the best,
me and
but
you.
second goes to John right now.
Right, second is me by half a game.
A half a game, right? Because he tied. Yeah, well, that will do remedy this week.
You know, when you go into the playoffs and you have a half a game lead,
John, let me be square right now. Neither you nor I will make the playoffs.
We suck.
Okay,
well, at the moment,
you can bring up playoffs, but we ain't making it.
I got a 2-1 team. You don't have a 2-1 team?
I have a 2-1 team.
Then we got a chance of making the playoffs. At least
of course we do.
I have a 3-0 team.
Making the playoffs in the 0-3
Evan's rocking. So I got a gift for you guys. Literally, check this out.
Let's see it. Oh, there we go.
Look, I actually
now where's the whole
got
fucking
this.
show?
Okay, well,
Keep it on.
I can do that. But so this is actually a happy birthday bag because I couldn't find anything else, but I want it big enough to fit my entire head and my mic.
Right.
And, do you get all of the special extras that I did for this? Do you see my record? Black eye. My black eye.
I love it.
Right.
I love it.
Right.
I got a black eye from last week. So
nice. Did you already have this made from last week?
No, I meant to make something cool like this. And I just totally remember my day last week, Joe.
Yeah.
I had a really shitty day. So anyway, I got to straighten this out. So we had to find this bag and fold it inside out, and otherwise it says "Happy Birthday." Let's see if you can see it. Can you see the colors back there?
I can see some color inside of it. Yeah.
So anyway, that's my happy birthday bag. So
all right.
Gotcha.
Nice
my goal is
necktie.
to never need the bag. That's my goal.
I am going to send this. So I got a back side. So see if I do this again, I can turn it around.
Oh,
maybe I can do it like this.
Spruce it up a little bit.
This. After that, it's going to somebody else.
There we go.
Then I can paste over it. Anyway, so just to let you guys know, I was a trooper. I really meant to do it, and so I got
All right, I appreciate it. You could have not done it, and I probably wouldn't have said anything.
I know, but I just had to do it. So let's do our picks for this week and see if I can kick your ass again.
Shall we start with the game of the week? Our two teams pitted against one another.
Oh, yes. That is definitely the game of the week. I agree.
Well, there's no doubt about that.
So do we all want to talk, or do we just want to say all of us are going Chiefs over New England?
No, I do have a reason of why I am going to pick New England. All right? And it's not just from a homer perspective. I think the Patriots are going to control the time of possession. I think they're going to control the clock. And when teams do that, the Chiefs have some trouble. Okay? If they can limit the best offensive weapon of the Chiefs. All right?
Patrick Mahomes.
Let's say they take out, I don't know, Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, you can't limit Patrick Mahomes. He's going to be Patrick Mahomes. But you take out a Tyreek Hill. Maybe you take out Edwards-Helaire. And you control the time of possession. The Patriots' running game has been dominant. I think, obviously, if there's a good chance.
So had Baltimore's.
Well, I understand.
So had Baltimore. So I just keep saying that.
At least he has a reason to say he likes his team. But I'm going to say the same thing.
Patriots have a better defense than Baltimore.
They didn't up until this week.
Right.
Baltimore's was rated #1 in the NFL, and the Chiefs made them look like they're little bitches. So you can talk your game, say let's control the clock, but realistically, you can't shut down the Chiefs.
I don't think they're going to be shut down. I think it'll be a great game, and I think it'll come down to the end. You know what? I just got to go with the home team. I think the Patriots are going to make a game of it. You can't.
So obviously, Evan's picking New England.
Of course he is.
And Joe's taking the Chiefs because it's obvious. And of course, I'm going to take the Chiefs. I like what you said. Probably the Rex Burkhead thing made you feel a little better about your team because they really didn't have a running game besides Cam till then. It'll be interesting. I don't think they can shut down. I don't care if they shut down one player. That's what I was really trying to say.
They have multiple weapons.
Right.
Because any team, the first week, Tyreek didn't have a great week. Didn't matter. Sammy Watkins and everybody else did. Nobody yet has shut down Clyde Edwards. The Chiefs 2 weeks ago didn't look great for most of the game, but then Mahomes and company just kicked it in extra gear and won the game, in overtime. It took them that against what I'd say is a lesser team than New England. So it could happen, but I'm obviously going with the Chiefs on this one. So
right. Fair enough.
We got that. All right. What's next?
Let me see here. It is the Vikings and Houston.
2-0-3 teams.
That's correct. It's the Shame Bowl.
Two teams who are actually probably better than their 0-3 records.
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I'm waiting to see it.
If you put them against the Jaguars, or you put no disrespect to Gardner Minshew, they would beat them. So, but I'm going to say this: in this game, both of these teams, their seasons are really on the line here. You start 0-4, you're not making the playoffs. I don't care who you are. So I think it'll be a dogfight, and it's going to come down to the last possession. And because of that, I'm picking Houston, because if it comes down to the ball in Kirk Cousins' hands, he's going to throw a pick. And that's the end of the game. And I trust Deshaun Watson more than I do Kirk Cousins. So I'm going with Houston.
It's kind of like, Dak Prescott against Seattle. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So Joe, what do you think?
I'm going with the Vikings. I saw some life from them last week. I haven't seen anything from Houston yet. And don't get me wrong, Minnesota's been deplorable. I mean, they've been horrible. But they showed signs of life last week, and I think if they can keep that going, they're a better team than Houston. So we'll just have to see. Their defense stepped up last week, played a little bit better. If they can continue that trend, I think they can win some games.
Well, and they keep throwing it to, I think his name was Justin Jefferson.
He had a breakout game.
If they keep playing with that kid like that, and he's from LSU or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
first round.
And Thielen continues to play well. He's not doing as good.
Well, he freed up Thielen. I mean, that's what he did.
Oh yeah, no, but Jefferson, that dude's just got some skill. And
he's a stallion. I've kind of been wondering where he's been.
Right, great catches, and they weren't all easy. He made some really good catches, and he's just a big boy. He's tall. Fast.
Yes.
He's got the skill. So I hope Minnesota does it. So I'm also going to go with Minnesota. Though I don't think Houston's been terrible. Deshaun Watson's played pretty good ball.
They've played tough teams.
Right. And unfortunately, why I can't even think of his name, the running back, David Johnson. Yeah. He's been better than we all thought. So we'll see. Yeah. But Minnesota, by the way, for those who don't know, I was born in Minnesota, so it's kind of my home team as well. So I got to go that route.
All right.
Unless they were going to get their ass kicked.
Again.
Like if they were playing the Chiefs, I would have picked the Chiefs because it was obvious.
Next game, and we think this one's going to happen, the Tennessee Titans and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
It is delayed to Monday or Tuesday as of right now. So
we thought about throwing out another one, but we're going to go for it because they say it's going to happen.
That's correct. If not, we'll just knock it down to 4 games. So,
Joe, you want to start with the pick?
I'm taking the Steelers. I just like the way they're playing. Big Ben looks good. Their defense is just stellar. I don't like the fact also that Tennessee has lost some players to COVID because they won't be coming back even if they play Monday or Tuesday. The guys who tested positive, they're out.
Right.
And so you lose players there. I think Pittsburgh is going to win this game. Now that doesn't mean that they won't. I think do they play twice?
No.
One's in the South, one's in the North. Yeah. So no, I think Pittsburgh takes this. Okay. I like what they're doing.
So I don't know the players. Any notable players?
One of them is their starting offensive lineman, but the other two are reserves.
Luan.
Yeah. And he got kind of banged up anyway last week. If you guys, I watched the game. It was I live in Tennessee, and the cool thing was Minnesota played them, and Minnesota really had a chance to win it again, and they blew it at the end. Yeah. They blew it in. Now Tennessee's kicker had a really great fantasy week.
I remember him fondly.
Yeah,
Gostowski.
No shit. Yep. So I struggle with this one. I
bet you do.
Tennessee's played really good ball, and so has Pittsburgh. Where is it at? Is it in Tennessee?
It's in Tennessee.
In Tennessee.
I'm going to go with Tennessee.
Of course.
All right.
Only because of that. If it was
in you got a hard on for Tennessee, John.
No, I would have picked Pittsburgh if it was in Pittsburgh, to be honest.
Right.
And this is sort of almost a toss-up game, I feel like. And I feel like under normal circumstances, I would take Tennessee. However, the Titans practice facility closed all week. They're not able to have practice. They're not able to meet as a team. So you don't have the normal preparations going into this week.
Right.
While Pittsburgh, on the other hand, does. They're practicing like normal.
Yep.
And because of that, Pittsburgh is no slouch of a team. They're 3-0.
Yeah.
I have to take Pittsburgh. They just have the clear advantage based on everything that's going on. Maybe under normal circumstances, I might take Tennessee because they're a really good team, but I got to go with Pittsburgh.
So, you just reminded me of something. Last I heard, Minnesota's practice facility was shut down too because of the.
Yeah.
Did they let the practice?
I think they reopen on Saturday.
Oof.
So they're in some trouble too.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that in our picks, but I'm still sticking with Minnesota.
Yeah, why not?
Anyway.
All right. Next one. We've got the Colts and Bears.
All right. I like this game. I think this will be.
Me too.
I love this game.
The Bears are a surprising 3-0. And you know what? I'm picking the Bears. I think they ride the momentum of inserting Nick Foles. I don't think he's that he's not all that. He's a backup for a reason. However, the end of that game showed me that they know how to use him in the correct way. And they're able to bring out his strengths. Yeah. Being 3-0, they have a good defense. They have some players on offense. I'm going to go with the Bears. It feels a little bit like an upset to say that, but I think they pull this one out and go to 4-0.
Okay.
I would have picked the Colts, except for Foles got in the game last week and played really well.
Right, same.
And he has a history of coming out of nowhere and playing good. Now, the only question is if he gets hurt, well, we know what's going to happen in that game. Well, right. As long as he stays healthy, that boy can play.
Well, I'm actually going to go with the Colts because I think that Nick Foles is decent. I don't think he's great, but I think he's going to play a lot tougher defense than he played last week. And I think Justin Houston is going to be all over his ass. And it's hard to throw when you're on your back. So I'm taking the Colts.
Talk about somebody who has a heart on. I mean, you say I love Tennessee. I think you've got one off the horse,
Joe,
I like their defense.
I believe we've picked different on every single pick so far, Joe.
You and I?
Yeah.
Oh, it's possible.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
It's possible.
No. Tennessee and Pittsburgh.
Oh, the Pittsburgh game.
Pittsburgh. Sorry.
The Pittsburgh. Okay. Yeah.
So we got the last one, gents.
Yeah, which is the Raiders and the Buffalo Bills.
In Las Vegas,
yes.
So, Buffalo's been tough. What do you guys think?
I got to go with Buffalo. Josh Allen is playing lights out. I said before the year he was a dark horse for MVP, and I feel a little bit good about myself because he's kind of proven me right. I mean, right now Russell Wilson is the obvious MVP, but Josh Allen is
You also said the Patriots were going to win your division.
And I agree.
They still could.
It's
early.
I don't think they're going to. I think Buffalo's are.
They won't.
That's the thing. The Bills look phenomenal. That Stephon Diggs trade working out for them.
Yes.
And then some. I don't think they even had John Brown last week. John Brown didn't play. And they still look pretty decent. So I think the Patriots exposed some of the Raiders' flaws. The Patriots are a good team in their own right, obviously, but the Raiders still have some work to do. So I think Buffalo is just the far superior team, and they'll beat the Raiders. I think they're going to be 4-0.
I'm going to take number 2 on this one, Joe, just because, we got to shake it up a little.
Sure, go ahead.
Gosh, I'm taking Buffalo. It was easy, too.
I'm taking Buffalo as well.
Raiders were good, but there's no reason to not take Buffalo.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Yeah.
Plus,
I hate the Raiders.
Well, who doesn't? But they have played good ball, to be honest.
They played. We all could lose that game.
Yeah.
Well, right.
Because the Raiders are the team that would go in and upset somebody like that. Just like they went in and upset New Orleans.
Yep.
So
they were actually dominating the Patriots in the first quarter, but they just couldn't stop beating themselves up when it counted. They should have been up 2 or 3 scores.
Yeah. That's absolutely true.
All right, so we ready for the princess, the cat, the mongoose?
I don't know what she's going to be.
Whatever she is this time.
Sure.
The bag lady, maybe she can join me in shame. It's funny. Kane, my grandson, as he saw me making this and putting it on, they had first found a really small one, and I'm like, no, that's not going to work. Literally, like, don't think it would fit my head. Fits in perfectly. It's like, I want holes cut in mine, so he got holes cut in his, and he's running around the house with a little white gift bag on his head. It was cute.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Well.
So maybe we should have came up with something to talk about while we waited.
Yeah, any storylines that?
No.
Ev,
Yeah,
you're really quiet, right? Joe, are you hearing it too? Ev seems really quiet.
He's really quiet. Yeah.
Check your mic.
Let me see what's going on.
Still quiet.
Oh, really?
Really quiet.
Really quiet. Yeah.
Like you're getting picked up by your computer now. It sounds like your regular mic is not picking up.
Did this just happen?
Yeah, about a minute ago, right as we talked, we all went silent. We started talking again. You were quiet.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure I heard it.
Hello.
Still quiet.
That's odd.
Yeah. So you either got to scream or you got to.
It's almost like your mic's not working at all. I mean,
right, like your computer's picking it up, but not your mic. It's
right.
like you're far enough away that you're.
Yeah.
Anyway.
My daughter's going potty at the moment, so they will be down in just a moment.
You know, sometimes you got to just take
sometimes it
break.
happens. Sometimes
we should have an intermission thing come across and like a little, like at the drive-in theater with a little animated popcorn and hot dog and soda thing running across.
Nice.
Entertain everybody while we're waiting for Hadley to show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here she comes. I hear somebody.
Awesome.
I hear somebody.
It's good. Ev.
Hi, baby. Go on, Crosby.
Ev, you lost video too, buddy.
Hold on. Wait. Wait.
You're back. Still can't hardly hear you.
Okay.
No. Yeah. Maybe go hug. Had, where you at? We can barely see you. Hadley, you look like you dressed up as Hadley.
Come here. Hold on. I gotta take my earphones off here.
What do you do?
All right.
What do you think, Hadley? Do you like the bag?
Can you guys hear us?
Yes.
Do you like my bag?
Yeah. Do you like Uncle John's bag? Look at that.
Look at this. I got polka dots.
He is silly. Yes, I remember having a bag on my head. It was miserable.
I learned a valuable lesson for Joe. Other than this one, like it's so big it barely can stay on me. I have room to breathe. I'm not drinking my bag as I drink. I even can have my headset on.
I had no room in my bag at all. Oh, thank you.
Mine's a little lighter weight material,
okay.
I think.
Hey, are you ready to make picks? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have you stare at this big screen right over here, okay? Because that's where they're gonna be coming on.
Yeah, Evan, your stuff sucks, dude.
All right, hold on. Yeah, I'll share.
We can hear you, but you're still quiet.
I will scream.
Beautiful. That's two of us.
All right, hold on.
Everybody could scream.
All right.
Oh, look at he allowed sharing. We're like
already. I was on top.
We're like pros.
All right, are you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't see it though. We see your.
Well, hold on, man.
Yeah, I'm holding.
Can you see it now?
No, because you're sharing your Zoom screen. If you in Zoom hit share, but pick application and share the
you gotta
presentate.
Head on over to that.
Hold on.
We can't see that. Yeah, stop share and then share again. And instead of picking the whole thing, look for just that application and pick it.
Okay, share screen.
Now we won't see your video if you do that, so that sucks. So you can either drag it back over, or I think you can share the other screen if you want to do it that way.
I did. That's exactly what I did.
Yep, and then
Can
we
you
can
guys see it now?
Yeah, we got your video. That's
all right.
beautiful.
Perfect. All right, Hadley Grace. Do you pick the Wolf or the Patriot?
The wolf.
The Wolf.
All right.
Yeah, that's my baby girl right
I understand.
there. Be sure and mark that one down.
I got it all, man.
And notice I didn't say a word to her, but I wanted.
Yeah.
Did you pinch her? Have you trained her? Do you prep this in advance, Joe?
Hey, don't tell anybody. All right, next game. For some reason, it's not going to the next slide.
Click over on that other screen.
What's that?
Click over there.
All right. Oh,
it's killing me.
Here we go.
Well, let's do that one next. Do you pick? I'm guessing the Titans is a raccoon. It looks like a raccoon.
It sure looks like a raccoon.
So. Yeah. Do you pick the raccoon or the steel worker?
I mean, we do got a lot of raccoons in Tennessee.
There you go. You pick the steel worker. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
There you go. All right. Do you pick the Colt or the Bear?
The bear.
The
Yeah,
Bear.
let's go.
That looks like a grumpy old grandpa bear, doesn't it? Like
It kinda
that's
does.
where,
It does, yeah.
Kind of does. Okay. All right. Do you pick the Buffalo or the Raider?
That one's stereo.
So which one do you pick? You pick the Buffalo.
All right. Good choice.
Stereo.
That one
But
is scarier, yes.
She usually likes blue anyway. She's been a big fan.
Yeah.
Joe, you got Minnesota and Houston. You missed.
Yeah, I know, and I can't get – hold on. It's hard work. I'm trying to work it with my left hand and hold her on my right side over here.
You might want to have to.
Well, no, Leah's working it for me right now. She thinks she knows what she's doing.
All right, Leah.
Tech expert.
It's even better that you're working it for Joe because he is. Oh, we can see an edge
just
of
right
Leah's head.
Can you click on that one right there? Maybe that'll come up.
You could give us a cameo, Leah. It's okay. We've had other wives as part of the show before.
That's all right.
She's just
Voice
the voice in
cameo.
the background.
She doesn't really want – and she just had her hair done too. You'd think she'd really want to be on TV.
Right, exactly.
But
Yeah.
you can't – see, look, she can't get it either, John. Now, how's that feel?
You can say start from here. So just right over the top of that picture on the left, Leah.
There you go. Just leave it right there.
There you go.
Because that's all she needs.
Or you can
Do
hit
you choose the Bull or do you choose the Viking?
The bull.
You choose the Bull?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, because he's cute. She loves the blue ones, Joe.
She
You need to
loves
change
the
their
Bull,
color.
dude.
Well, and she liked the
it doesn't
Buffalo
matter who
too.
Houston plays.
Yeah,
just
she
picks
likes
the Bull.
blue. I think she likes blue because she picked Buffalo's blue buffalo as well. Or maybe she just likes bovine type animals.
The blue one there.
And then stop sharing so they can see.
I'm trying to. It's hard to run the mouse from like.
Left-handed from
edge.
underneath the desk.
Just hit stop share.
Honey, I got it.
Apparently you don't. 'Cause
So
you
as
haven't
part
stopped
of the
there.
show,
If I
as part
don't
of the
do it
show,
that fast, John's all over my ass. So
Right, as part of the
so I'm
show,
gonna give you shit.
we now have
don't wanna hear
a
excuses.
divorce being filed because of the show.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's humanly possible.
Yeah.
All right, buddy.
I'm gonna adjust my head here.
You know, you won 2 games last week.
You did great.
Yeah,
man.
nice picks,
exciting.
Hadley.
Before we know it, you're gonna be ahead of your dad, which is awesome.
That is
what we're hoping for.
dude. Huge.
Just need to
All right.
remember to
Can you
stick
tell
with
her- hey,
Uncle
can you tell
John's
everybody
picks.
bye?
Thanks for joining us. Till next time, Hadley.
Bye,
Till next time.
Ah.
All right, here we go.
Peace. Deuce.
Woo!
Biatches.
What's that?
I said, say peace. Say deuce. Biatches.
Nice. I love it.
Actually, be deuces, but she has to.
All
be
right.
Deuces.
Beautiful.
So anything else exciting to talk about? I mean, we're kind of short-winded today, but I can't think of anything too exciting. I didn't plan on doing any stats.
I was just trying to think about some of the games that happened this week, and of course Atlanta blew another lead. What a
joke,
man!
team.
Here's the sad thing. I was just watching NFL Access upstairs. They were talking about Atlanta's not actually a bad football team. They just can't close a game. And they have playmakers on the field. I mean, if you think about who their quarterback is, who their receivers are,
Look at the points they score every week. I mean,
what's that?
Look at the points they're scoring every week.
Well, I mean,
their
that's
offense
it.
can
And
score.
so
Their
they're
defense
they
can't
just don't
play, and they
understand
choke.
why they can't close out a game.
This has gone back since the Super Bowl against
The Super Bowl,
Patriots.
yeah.
28-3, they blew that lead. And so
Yeah,
I think it falls on the coach. It falls on the
has to.
coaching. It's the coaching.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a talented team, and he just doesn't have them coached up to finish games. I think it's as simple as that.
Yeah, I think. How about a surprise to me? The Browns destroying the football team from Washington. I didn't think it was going to be that far a part of a game. I really thought Washington was going to do pretty well, though. Joe did make his parlay pick on that particular team by a half point.
A half point. I had Washington.
So
plus
apparently
14.
somebody else thought they were going to suck, and I should have paid attention to the odds makers. But
yeah, well, I had them by 14.5, and they won, and they lost by 14. So yeah, no kidding. It's like,
Excellent.
man, that was just ballsed out.
Right.
So I'll tell you what, I'll do my 3-team parlay of the week.
Okay. let's do
Last
that.
week, I did not do a 3-teamer. I did a 5-team tease and a 9-team tease. On my 5, I hit 4 out of 5, and on my 9, I hit 8 out of 9.
And the team that screwed you was?
The fucking Cardinals, the team that should have destroyed Detroit,
Right.
and they couldn't win. All I needed them to do was win.
Yeah.
That's it. All they had to do was win. No, they can't beat Detroit at home. I mean, give me a fucking break. I mean, I don't mind losing, but you shouldn't lose a game like that. You know, I'd have rather lost the Washington game. You know?
Yeah.
So this week, so my 3-team parlay is I decided to go with Seattle -6.5 against Miami. It's in Miami.
Okay.
So there's a little danger there.
Right.
Because
Miami's
Miami,
actually played pretty good. But
they have. Now, Byron Jones, their best cornerback, is out.
Nice. That helps.
So
Russell Wilson
I
will
kind of
torch
took
them.
that into consideration because I got to tell you what, DK Metcalf is a beast. This guy's a beast.
But Tyler Lockett was a bigger beast, dude.
Well, they were both beasts.
He
Well,
destroyed
and the only
me.
reason, John, is because DK Metcalf stopped at the 2-yard line and the guy stripped the ball out of his hands.
What a dipshit.
I know.
I mean,
run the whole play. Come
Yeah,
on.
that, and he got missed a couple of times. But still, Tyler has, like, wheels of fire. That motherfucker can run. And he was an ex-K-Stater, by the way, which Joe knows. And his dad played for K-State. And we're big fans.
Yes.
But, wow. What's his third year or fourth year in the NFL? Regardless, that kid has been good.
Yeah, well, I've got a picture of him over here on the wall with his autograph.
Yeah.
Oh,
he
So,
actually,
just we got it when he was at K-State,
Right.
thinking it would be worth something someday. It won't
even
be.
not, it's still cool. I mean,
Yeah, it's still
cool.
cool. I love it. I have it.
yeah.
All right, so I gave you Seattle.
Yep.
My next game, I'm taking Dallas -4.5 because I think Dallas is going to crush the Browns. I mean, I think they're going to beat them handily.
You know, the sad part is the
Yeah.
Browns have a better record than Dallas.
They do.
Yes. Yeah, that's one of the reasons, John, I think Dallas is going to crush them. I watched Dallas play with Seattle in Seattle.
Oh, they made it a good game. They really did.
Yeah, I mean, these
Dak just
guys,
screwed
these
up at the
motherfuckers
end.
can score, and they can score away, and they can score against a good defense. They did it. They proved they could do it. Now they're at home, and they're pissed. And I just think Cleveland is going to be the recipient of an ass whooping.
They should be pissed because Dak had a chance at the end, breaks free of a sack, about touches. He might even. He was almost down, and then he. If you saw how much open field he had in front of us to just run the ball out of bounds,
Yes.
and save it for another play, but
Yes.
instead he chucks one of the worst passes ever into a
Yes.
crowd of Seattle Seahawks.
Right.
Like, hey guys, there's like 9 of you and one of my guys. See
Right.
who's going to get this ball. What a dipshit.
Horrible play.
And he cost
Yes.
me my fantasy football win, and instead I got a tie.
Mm.
Thanks very much, Dak Prescott. You
Brutal.
shit.
Yes. All
Last play
right,
of the
my
game.
final game. I am giving the Cardinals a chance to redeem themselves.
Against the Panthers.
I'm taking Arizona -3.5 against the Panthers.
They're going to win by 3, so good luck.
That's my luck. Yes. I just think they're going to play with a chip on their shoulder. I think they're going to go into that game pissed, and I think they're going to play.
Don't forget Panthers actually beat L.A. last week, so
The
Yeah, but
Panthers are
that
no
was
slouch.
shocking.
You're talking about the Chargers, John. You're
Yeah.
also talking about a team who's got a rookie quarterback that the Chargers
I know.
had film on,
I know.
and they studied his ass. He's
shut
not
him
as
down.
good as everybody thought he was a week ago.
No, but
So
still.
this Cardinals team, they're a lot better than the Chargers.
They should be. I agree with you. They should
So
win
if
this
they
game.
play.
I just got to give you shit. I got to give you the potential reason you're going to lose. Anyway.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
that's-
I will lose if Kyler goes in and throws another 3 interceptions.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
So he just didn't play well. I mean, it's
Yeah.
as simple as
And that
that.
happens. People have bad weeks,
Yeah, he has. Mahomes had a bad week against San Diego.
right?
It is what it is. He just didn't play well. course, he made up for it. And again, that's another thing. People thought, well, and did you guys listen before the Chiefs-Ravens game to the announcers? It was like they were giving the whole Ravens team a blowjob.
Oh, weren't they? Weren't they? And then they started giving Mahomes one. I
know. It's like,
hey,
dude,
they're like, that one tastes like
some
shit. Let me try this one over here.
On a very good football team, and it's going to come back to haunt your ass. Yeah. And it did. But you know what, Evan, I'll tell you what. Here's the problem that I think maybe your team's going to have with Kansas City.
Okay, let's hear it.
If they fall behind, they're in trouble. Because what happens is people have to throw the ball. And if the Chiefs know you're going to throw, they can defend it. That's what happened to Baltimore. Baltimore fell behind. He had to pass the ball.
Right. They put one of the best running quarterbacks on the ground a lot. They made it hard for him to even run. I mean, he had a couple good runs, obviously, but he got caught in the pocket several times.
Now look, New England's going to get yards because the Chiefs are going to. I mean, they're going to rush the ball, and the Chiefs are going to give up yards. The thing is if they get behind, they're going to have to pass because running the ball kills too much clock. And that's the situation that the Chiefs tend to get people in. And if they do, you're in trouble.
I think Cam Newton is a better passer than Lamar Jackson.
I think you're right.
I wouldn't disagree with that. I mean, I think Lamar Jackson has been given a lot of cred, but I think he got showed up this week. And I think people now are like, hey, if we can make this guy pass, because before it's like every time he would throw a pass, a guy's wide open. And people are saying, hey, why are they so wide open? Why are the Ravens receivers so wide open? Well, it's because they've got the threat of him running or their running back running. Their play action was stellar. But you can't do play action when you're down by 20 points.
Right.
You just can't. They know you're going to drop back. They're going to bring blitzes. If he gets by you, he might get 10 yards, but that's just killing the clock.
Right. And Lamar had a couple good opportunities for deep passes, but he missed them. Like you said, he's not the better passer.
I don't think he's as
he had a couple. His guy was open and deep. He just didn't hit him.
That's right.
It would have been a different game if he was a better
and I think
that might come someday.
He looked a little off because he had Mark Andrews down the middle a couple times.
Yeah. Well, Mark Andrews struggled a little too, I think. Man. Yeah.
Well, I think the Patriots keep it closer than the Ravens did. It's because they are a better passing team.
Joe, and you need to say it this way. Not if they get down, but when they get down.
When
they get down.
Here's the thing. If the Patriots come out and control the ball like I predict they will they get down? Maybe by a score.
Yeah,
maybe.
The Chiefs are really good at controlling.
They're not getting down by double digits.
I didn't get cocky with the Ravens because that game concerned me, and I'm not going to get cocky with the Patriots.
I think it's a close
game. Because that game concerns me.
Yep,
I mean,
absolutely.
Listen, we got one of the toughest schedules in the NFL. I mean, look at our first 4 games for crying out loud.
Right.
And then you look at the first 4 games of the San Francisco 49ers and you're like, what? What? They get the Jets and the Giants? I mean, give me a fucking break.
Welcome to the NFC. I mean, come on.
Yeah, so it's
right. There's not a lot of options out there.
Yeah. So it is the game of the week. I mean, it'll be a great game. I'll tell you what, there's a real shit show going to happen tomorrow night with the Jets and the Broncos. A lot of people are saying the Jets could actually get their first win.
They could.
The Broncos have Driscoll at quarterback. He's not very good.
They're not. Driscoll not starting.
Now you got to yell again.
Driscoll is not starting.
Man, you're really quiet. That's terrible.
It's really quiet. Yeah, we can't even hear you. It's like I can see your lips moving.
No, I could hear you, but you said, it's going to be close. Here's what I could say. One of these 2 teams are going to get their first win this year or this week because they both suck.
Yeah, they're horrible.
But you're right. It could be the Jets because Denver's not very good and they got a shitty quarterback.
Yes.
Shittier quarterback, in my opinion. They got a pretty good D, so we'll see.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're real echoey.
A little bit better,
Hear you.
Well, I turned off the microphone and I did my computer audio.
Yeah.
I was going to say Driscoll's not playing. They released Driscoll.
Did they? Who are they playing now?
I don't know. Some other guy.
Did they get somebody from the Canadian Football League? It's probably a good move.
They signed Blake Bortles, but Blake Bortles is not playing. Some other guy is playing.
Yeah.
I actually love that signing.
They should have. They should have drafted a quarterback like Love.
That makes me laugh, man. That makes me laugh. All right, so I have to say it. You're right. I've struggled in fantasy this week. For the week 1, I went 0-3. Week 2, I went 1-2, and this week I went 2-1.
You're coming along.
If all goes right, I'll be 3-0 this week. Let's hope that's the case.
Hey, Evan and I play this week. Evan and I play, so it'll be interesting.
Well, that'll be in what league?
I gotta look.
NFL maybe or ESPN, one of those two.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
I play F Dave 24/7 in CBS, and he's 3-0.
He's your buddy. Yeah,
that's
he's
a
doing
buddy
really
of mine.
well.
Yep. And I'm 0-3. So
I'm pretty sure it's he's.
And I'm projected to beat him by like 12 points.
Yeah, our main league that everybody's in, which by the way, had I not shot myself in the foot 2 weeks in a row by benching players that could have won me the game,
yes.
I could be 3-0 in that league. I'm not, and I'm just going to sit there with that. But it's Evan and I playing Mr. 3-0 versus Mr. 1-2.
I'm about to feast.
If you lose, Ev, this bag's going to come heading your way.
There's not going to be a loss. I'm not going 0-3 all year.
No, I'm talking. If you just lose to me this week, you're getting this bag.
All right.
You're getting because you're 3-0 and I'm 1-2.
Nice. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. That's beautiful.
Because Cam Newton is going to say
Evan's a douchebag.
I love it.
Cam Newton puts up 30+ against the Chiefs.
I love it.
Good luck with that.
Points.
So one thing I wanted to throw out, you know how we said at the beginning, before the season even started, we said we wanted to get in multiple leagues because we wanted to see the playability of, CBS Sportsline, ESPN, and NFL. I will say up to this point, now we're through 3 weeks of play. I have to say that my favorite thus far is NFL. Now, I'm talking as a whole. I'm talking from the draft forward. Okay, that's adding everything in. If I have to break it down, I would have to say my favorite draft was NFL. That was a big piece to why they're my favorite.
I liked the draft, yeah.
I would say the playability, I really like ESPN.
Me too.
CBS is by far the lowest on all aspects.
Seems crappy, doesn't it?
Yeah, I agree.
It's not just because it's 0-3. I just don't like.
No, the interface seems kludgy. It's just not.
Yeah,
they don't have a lot of frills to the league. It's just very plain Jane. Hey, you're in our free league. Have fun.
I agree. I actually agree.
So they do send the cool weekly thing. Makes you seem like you suck, even if you went with their expert projection.
What sucks. It's like,
and they still talk shit on you. But other than that fact, they were nice to me this week because I tied the guy I played, and they basically said we both suck. So
yes,
it is what it is.
Yes.
I mean, I would rank ESPN slightly over NFL because I'm weighing the playability a little bit more than the draft. But I would agree about the draft being my favorite on the NFL.
Yeah,
NFL's draft was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Well, I was making good progress with the stats last week, so I really like doing it while I'm watching football because then I can sit there and not waste a shit ton of time. And I got defenses in. And then I found that I had made some mistakes. And, it was really the sorting shit that I was doing and copy and pasting the different tabs in the spreadsheet. And it fucked up players on different teams. Like it was on running backs. And I had running backs that were now in the wrong place on the wrong team in my overall spreadsheet. So I had to start fixing it. So then I was frustrated and was like, I'm not doing any more stats this week. I'm pissed off. So I'll fix that eventually. But I did get some really good defense. I actually went with every defense in the league. I did CBS's first. And that's the only one I had got so far. But every defense, and not only overall, but first quarterbacks, running backs, tight ends, wide receivers, what their ranking was, overall fantasy points. So at some point that might be useful. I haven't really came up with anything. But that's all I got to say now. Again, stay tuned. I don't plan on making a weekly thing. I just I'm really excited, like I said, to get a little bit of trending stuff, but I need to not get mad at the fucking thing when I'm doing work. I need to find a better way. It's really slow copying and pasting shit from their website, so I got to try to find a way to cheat. Anyway.
Okay. Moving forward in shows, future shows, I would like you guys, if at all possible, to how I do, obviously, the 3-team parlay of the week. I would actually like you guys to pick one and throw one out as well.
Oh,
Happy to.
Because I think people want to hear it from all of us. I think people want to hear our different takes, and I guarantee rarely are we ever going to have the same 3-team parlay.
I guarantee.
I mean,
Most
rarely.
weeks we probably won't.
No, well, I mean, a lot of weeks we'll have a team here or a team there
right.
that are going to match because it's just an obvious. It's like, well, these guys should just kill these guys.
Right.
But I think we should all throw one out. I think
Yeah.
I think the people would want to hear it, and you guys, obviously, how to do parlays and you know how they work, and now I go to the casino and I bet mine. Now the last week I went with a 5 and a 9 just because I teased them. I didn't like any of the straight across. I didn't like any of the spreads. I didn't like the spreads straight up. I just didn't, and again, I was close. I was off one game that cost me both tickets, so hitting 8 out of 9 on a parlay, it's pretty good. I mean, if you can do that, but yeah, I think we should all throw one out. I don't know what you guys think of mine this week. I saw Evan's face. He looked a little,
I don't know if I would take those teams. I'm not going to say it's going to win, or it's going to lose, but I would have I would have to look at all the games to decide if that's the best parlay.
It's tough. I mean, it's tough when you're looking at spreads and you got to do it against the spread. It's hard because especially when you get those half games. When there's 3.5 points, it's like, yeah, man, that half point that's deadly.
Yep.
And that's one of the reasons I started teasing. It's like, well, is there a team here that I think is absolutely going to win? Right, that I think is they're just going to win the game, and if I can tease it to where all they have to do is win, well, then that's a game that I feel good about, right? But when you tease, you lose. You lose odds. I mean, that's basically
you lose money. Basically,
well, that's it. You're buying points. I mean, that's and so when you do that, it's easier to hit them. But you don't win near as much unless you put up a lot of money. And one thing,
you haven't won yet. You need to win something. So
I'm trying. I'm giving it my all. I've been close every week.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Don't worry about the money. Let's just get a win, Joe.
No, that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah, I'm not putting a whole lot of money towards it.
And beat the Bengals, and then you can move forward from there.
And then right. And one thing, I think we should bring Harry on the show at some point.
Yeah.
Bring Harry on because I think that he would love to be a part of this segment, especially, and kind of talk about, things that we don't know. Because I mean, obviously, he's a little more in depth when it comes to betting and doing those certain.
Well, he'd tell you you're a fool anyway.
Oh, no doubt. Well, he tells us we're a fool because he's not a huge football gambler. He's more into the basketball arena. Which I love too. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the NCAA tournament, we go to Vegas every year. So, but it's one of those things. But I think everybody would enjoy that. So if you guys would do that, just pick 3 teams that you think, hey,
cool.
I think I think these guys could hit the spread. That would be awesome.
Okay.
And John, I really love your numbers. The whole.
Thanks.
The whole
it'll get better. Like I said, it's very interesting. I mean, it hasn't done anything really valuable for me yet, other than it's given us insight. No, it's given us insight why we lost. Right. And sometimes it wouldn't have mattered, or you made one bad call, but you did it because that's what looked like you were supposed to do. I mean, this time, but my next step, is to take it to trying to predict against what they're predicting and see if I can get more accurate based on what I'm seeing from their numbers. And that's why I went after the defense thing, because I think defense plays a bigger part than obviously it's a human element too, but I think that the defense they're playing matters more than they're using for their modeling.
Yes.
It seems like they more just average a player over, a year and throw a little bit of fuzzy math into it based on who they play, but I don't think it's enough. And so it is interesting, and it's back to, as I talked about it, a lot of times it's like the bench, they give better projections, or they're closer than they are with the starters. Like they're giving starters more credit that they should score more points than they typically do. It's not always that way. Sometimes the starter does way better, and we see that, and that's hard to predict when a starter just kicks ass. But it seems like they're a little too good for the well-known names, and they don't really consider the underdogs as well. So
Right.
we'll see. Like I said, I want more data so I can give better projections. But
Yes.
it is fun. It's just, like I said, I wish it wasn't so damn slow because I'd rather have more info that I could just talk about real quickly every week. Like, yeah, here's the thing, And
Right.
this week we didn't have anybody that went 0-3, so I wasn't as interested in, like, let's compare that league and see why again for that
Right.
person. So
We'll give it time. Evans headed down the 0-3 path, and we just need to be
Not
patient.
quite yet,
we
not quite
got
yet.
him. We got him. It
and
might be this
see-
week. He is
Yeah.
projected to lose to me, but unfortunately, whenever I've been projected to win almost
To
every
win.
week in every league,
Yes.
and I've
Yeah,
lost.
Me too. Me
So-
too.
So
It's
I
the same
actually
thing.
like being the underdog because usually they're wrong. So
Now, I will say in the ESPN league,
you rocked it.
what I did,
Yeah.
matter of fact, I kicked Bill's ass, dude. It was pretty awesome. Our cousin, and I just put him to shame. But, dude, what's going on with your brother?
He doesn't even.
This guy can't win a game. I mean, he's scoring low, dude. He can't even hit 100 points.
So did you notice some interesting things? So I know a little bit about my brother in that
Tell me.
he likes when he drafts. He
Mhm.
likes to try to stick with those players as much as possible.
Yes.
And well, I drafted him, so
You
why
gotta
am I
let
gonna
it go.
why am I gonna play? The waiver wire. Well, dude, come on. Everybody plays the waiver wire. Sometimes you make a
Yes.
mistake. But did you also notice that he had Justin Jefferson on his team before he got lit up? He lit it up.
Yes.
He had him on his bench though. So
Yes.
he is finding some good players. He's just not taking the risk with those good players.
Right.
So that's what kind of shocked me. I'm like, the dude, he's had not this week, but last week he actually was giving whoever he was playing a run for his money early on, and then his team kind of fell apart on him.
Right.
So we're just gonna see.
It's funny. I
I don't mind him
waiver
losing because he's
wire-
my brother. So
No, right. I love it. I made one waiver wire transaction this week. When you go 2-1, you're feeling pretty
Right.
good about the players you have. Now, I had James Conner. I had to take out because he plays for Pittsburgh.
you don't know what's gonna happen.
I don't right, and so I'm like, now luckily I've got another pretty good running back in the stable, but it's like, man, that was But I was talking to my buddy at work who's Broncos fan. He's got the Pittsburgh defense. He's got A. Davis, the receiver for Tennessee, and he has Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
So he's got 3 starters,
Oh, boy.
and he's like, what am I supposed to do, And so I said, yeah, that's problematic, buddy. I said, you better hit the waiver wire, get out there and find somebody. But you never know. He might go and pick up a guy on waiver, and the guy scores 32 points.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, you just don't know what's going
How
to
many
happen.
people had Rex Burkhead starting last
Right.
That's
My
it.
guess would
Like
be
almost
none.
nobody. Right.
You
Almost
know.
nobody.
Well, I guarantee he was picked up. Somebody grabbed him.
I think John did in one of the leagues, right?
I did pick him up. I mean,
Okay, did you
I
get
was
him?
a little
Yeah.
weak. I was a little weak in the running back position. I'm like, why wouldn't you throw a flyer on it to see what happens with this guy?
Yeah, of course.
When you
Can
don't
he-
have a
can he
bunch
keep
of
it up?
studs
Yeah.
back. I mean, I have like a starting lineup of dudes, but that's it. I
Yeah.
need somebody. Oh, we lost him again.
I will say though. Oh wow. I will say. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
I will say James White is going to be coming back, so
Right.
his
Yep.
position might go down a little bit.
And not only that, but
That'll
New
help.
England. If a guy has a good week, New England like almost purposely doesn't play him again because
Yeah,
then the
exactly.
the opponent's planning to play against that guy, and then they don't have him. They're like, well, now what do we do? It's like,
Right.
Yep.
but again, you just don't know. He had such a good game. It's like and Rex
I
has
think
had
that-
previous
He'll
years
get
of
some
good.
playing time against the
Right.
Chiefs. He'll get some.
Right. So we'll
Go
see
ahead.
it, but I had to grab him. So one thing you didn't notice, and it just hit me as we were talking about players, is, I had Dallas Goedert in like 2 or 3 leagues.
Yes.
And that hurt me. I mean, I
I
could have
saw
had
that.
some more wins actually, but I lost to tight end like immediately in the game. I mean,
Yeah, I
that
saw
sucked.
that.
Some leagues he didn't get any points because he had like one
No.
catch, deep down
Dude,
in the
I-
league, and some he got
I
very
lost
little.
Jay Reed, the
Yeah.
tight end for.
Yep.
for
Yep. I had him
and
in
now-
one league too. And I lost.
I
him as
dropped.
well.
I dropped him. I dropped him because he's 8 weeks out.
Oh, yeah.
Dude. He's hurt.
Yep.
And
that shit hurts.
Kittle's coming back. So whoever's got Kittle, I hope they didn't drop him. If they did,
You can't drop him. He's too good.
No, right.
He's
Yeah,
only
you
on
gotta
2
just-
weeks.
you
Right.
you got to keep him. But that killed me. Jay Reed was tearing it up.
Well, yeah, because Kittle was out. Yeah, I mean, obviously they like their tight end there. Tight ends in general, not just 1 or 2 this year, but if you've paid attention, the majority of teams are really lightening up with their tight ends.
Yeah.
Yes,
And maybe
you
they're
know what?
finding more of that special talent, that basketball player type position.
Yeah.
Because, man, I'm impressed by the number of teams. I picked up Dallas's guy.
But Hooper isn't one of them.
Cleveland is
I
usually one,
just
but you're right.
Hooper
want
you to understand. Hooper is not one of them. But you guys, but what did I say? If you go back to past episodes, I told you.
Keep telling us. We heard you.
No. Look out for Hayden Hurst. Yeah. Hayden Hurst came down from Baltimore to Atlanta, and he's tearing it up. So I said they got a better deal getting rid of this Hooper kid and bringing Hurst in. And man, did I kill that? I guess we all get lucky.
Again, I'm going to keep saying I don't think it's the player. I think it's the team he's on. But
you keep saying it. You keep saying it. Well, they won last week. Where was Hooper?
I don't know. I didn't even look for his stats. He's not on my team anymore. That should tell you something. I dropped his ass, so I don't know what he's done.
That's right.
That's
right. Gronkowski scored a few points last week.
He finally did. Yes,
he did.
He was at least worth having on your team.
That's correct.
Believe it or not, in one league I had picked him up, which is not one we're in together, by the way. I jumped in a Yahoo league just for fun.
Yeah.
Which when I went 0-3, not that it matters, I actually won in that league. So I went 1-4, but who cares? But we're not in it, so I didn't count it. I had him, and I actually dropped him because he hadn't done anything. I was like, fuck him. Right. He's just taking up space,
Right. I actually kept him because I've got.
Oh, good. He might come along, but this was again. It depends on your league and what if you have one tight end and a bunch of other good players, you're like, well, no, I got to drop him. I got to get somebody who's scoring points. I mean, that's an important position.
Right. It was hard for me on Monday night because I had Mark Andrews, the tight end for Baltimore, but I had a big enough lead on Bill. I was like, nah, I don't need him to do well.
Hey, I got one for you guys. Who do you think? Because I changed my defense. Who do you think is going to score more points as a defensive team, the Cardinals or the Bears?
Who's going to score more points? I would say
the defense. The defense. Yeah. Fantasy points. Defense. Bears or the Cards?
I'd say the Cards.
The Bears have a better defense, so maybe they make more turnovers, but the Cardinals are playing a worse team.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the Colts are going to score.
What do you think about Green Bay's defense this week?
Oh, they're playing Atlanta.
Right.
I mean, I don't know that I would trust that because Atlanta's going to score.
Yeah.
I mean, it would not surprise me if that was a shootout. If it was Aaron Rodgers and Matt Ryan going at it.
That'll be something like 35-28.
But would you grab them because you're probably going to get some turnovers because of
No, because it's going to offset because of all the points being scored.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's exactly right.
Yep. Cool.
That's true.
That's why I'm asking. I'm interested in those. I picked up both of those teams' defenses.
Green Bay is a decent defense for other weeks.
Right. They actually overall have done pretty good. But yeah, I like to hear what you're saying.
I'm actually keeping Indy's defense against the Bears.
Oh, that's not a bad choice.
And I got 2 pick sixes out of Indy's defense.
Yeah, I got the Bears. I picked up the Bears D because I think also Phillip is going to give them some points.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, the Bears defense is good.
They're not projected to go amazingly well this week, but it's not bad.
I think I'm projected to get 8 or 9 or something out of Indy.
Indy's defense has done pretty good, actually. I'm not going to argue with you there. They actually outscored some quarterbacks last week, 2 weeks ago, whatever.
Yes.
No, last week. Wasn't it last week?
Yeah, it was big.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a huge game. Huge game.
Yeah, it was pathetic.
So I liked it, actually. So I was like,
of course you did. I don't blame you.
I picked the Colts to win the damn division, man. I got to root for somebody. It's like, come on. But no, man, it's good. I think football's going good. I'm glad people are playing. I'm glad COVID is not, taking over the league and canceling every game.
It is making an impact. We've had 2 weeks in a row now that we're talking about COVID. It was last week. What was it, Atlanta?
Yeah, but they didn't cancel the game. They had one.
No, but there was talk about it. There was talk about it already, and now this week we're talking about more people. Yes. So let's hope next week's not even worse, right? Because people are getting sick if they're not aware of it, and they're affecting other teams, and then it's getting passed on. Yeah, I hope it stays not too bad. I mean,
isolated. Yes.
Baseball had some issues. Other leagues have had a little bit of
you're going to have
spikes
here and there.
Right. So hopefully it dies back down. Let's absolutely hope so.
Let's hope that's the case. Yes.
Get those coaches to wear their damn masks.
Yeah. Yeah. They're starting to fine them if they don't.
They've been fining the hell out of him.
Gruden got a $100,000 fine.
Well, they fined him and the team. Did you see what they're going to do now? They put out a new thing. They said if something about they're going to take away draft picks. Yeah,
if you
I just saw that.
Well, you know, McVay's one of the biggest offenders of that in for the Rams. He pulls his down and he doesn't, you know. Yeah, if they're gonna take draft picks, that's a big.
As much as they're charging not only the person who the offender, but also the team. You think the team would be all over those coaches? Hey, you cost us a bunch of money. We're taking it out of your check, so you're getting it twice. You know, it's like, God damn.
Yeah, we're gonna stick it to your ass. Yeah.
Belichick has been switching his mid-game every time. He goes back and forth between a bunch.
I like Andy Reid's method. Right? He doesn't even have to worry about pulling anything off.
Yeah.
He's got something outside of his mic. He's never going to have a problem. Why don't more of them do that? That's like the smartest thing I've seen.
And he found a way.
It's not attractive, but
he found a way for it to not steam up. I mean,
right.
You know, that was hilarious week one. That some bitch couldn't see, man.
Well, the weather sucked anyway.
He's trying to wipe it. I mean, it was a mess.
It looked like my old piece of shit Subaru car I had that the heater didn't work in the winter.
I remember that.
Yeah. I think you'd remember that piece of shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
John's like, hey, get out and breathe on the windshield so we can get some heat on this bitch. Oh, it was horrible. It was horrible. It was the biggest piece of crap. Well, only slightly better than the shit vet.
But it's heater work. That shit vet. We had one really cold winter. We had one really cold winter and my sister was getting married in December. We had family over. Everybody's going out to start their car. And this is Kansas, which usually doesn't get that cold. But it got so cold, people's cars wouldn't start. I go out and my shit vet goes, the fucking early 80s model just held together by, alien wire and duct tape and some dirt. I mean, literally, we didn't wash it so it didn't fall apart.
We jumped that son of a bitch.
That thing was such a piece of shit.
I mean, but it airborne.
Yep.
I mean, we just it was awesome. Good times. Those were the days.
No shit.
We miss those.
All right, guys.
I think to end the show, I think we should say, Aunt Pat, we're gonna miss you.
Yep.
You truly were a super woman, and may you rest in peace, young lady. So
well
said. Here.
Well said.
All right,
guys. Take care.
So until next time.
All right.
Yep.
All right,
Peace.
boys.
Catch you later, guys.
Later. Yep.